good morning everyone. I am Sam Gaza. I've got my dad behind me here. He's a frequent visitor of the channel and is with me today on this beautiful Friday. And we are fishing an overcast day with some rain. A front's moving in, I think around early afternoon, and I think it's on paper a decent day, but obviously muskies can always throw a wrench in the situation. So we're gonna see if we can figure the fish out, go to a bunch of different types of structure and see if we can find the fish. Let's make it happen. It looks like a muskie about 70 feet off to our right. And that's where the fish were jumping. Oh, that looks good in the water. Oh, here's a muskie. Here's a muskie on the first cast. Look at the size of him. That was that fish I saw on side imaging. Yeah. He was real lazy. But probably 44.
Yeah. Part of this lake where the shallows are more like...
Oh, here's a muskie. This is a smaller fish. Oh, look.
Yep.
There he is, there he is, there he is. Come on, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. Oh, here he is, here he is, here he is. He's nipping, he's nipping. Okay. He's going like this. Not a ton of bait. Oh, look, 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 look.
Look at the size of it.
Here he is, here he is. He's doing the same thing that other one did.
He's still there?
Yep, he's nipping. You got a little bit of a, it's like a sand jut out here. The flat off the, into this bay. I kind of like it. I bet you there's fish all along that riprap. Oh, here's a muskie. Look.
Yep.
All right, we just finished lunch. It wasn't a few casts after that another muskie came in on the regular bulldog. And this is kind of like an orange and white pattern. So he came in, he kind of did a half swirl and then he ducked off. We saw him again on side imaging. He was kind of near weeds, in between weeds and shoreline with laydowns. We're going to another bay right now. See if we can locate some more fish on the leeward side. Let's make it happen. On the back of that little bay. Oh, fish!
Oh, we spit it out. Yeah, it's a good question.
I'll have to look on the footage. It should be able to show if I slow it down. So I just had a little blow up on my lure. This was the other lure I've been seeing action on today. It's the 7-inch shallow rater by Joe Booker. Been a big bait for me this year. And he spat the hook when he jumped, which happens, but good opportunity to check your hooks. I keep a little retractable thing on my belt here with a little hook sharpener. And my hooks were pretty dull. I don't know how they got dull, but it's a good lesson to be learned. Always make sure your hooks are sharp after you catch a fish. Good opportunity after you get a snag, good opportunity to sharpen them. And you know, make sure no fish are getting off. Oh, giant. He's going around in the 8 right now. I don't see him though. Never saw him, but he went around like 4 or 5 times on side imaging. That's the first time that's happened.
It happened?
I had a follow.
Yeah.
But I never saw him in the water. I just saw him on side imaging. Oh, now he's under the boat. You want to see him? See, look at how much like a muskie. Look, you can even see his back fins. Back fin. That's the fish right there, the white.
And where's the boat?
This is the boat. This is the area under the boat. That's the muskie. That's the shadow from the muskie. And he suspended the shadows out a little bit. Well, I am back on this same lake that my dad and I were just on, and it's now the fall, and the weeds are fully up, and I think the fish have probably started to move shallow because we've had some really cold nights the last couple nights. I'm excited to see if persistence can pay off today. Starting out here in the morning, and probably gonna throw some topwater and bucktails over some weeds, and we'll see what we can do. So obviously we just could not get the fish to go on part one of this video, so really excited to see if maybe we can actually put one in the net today. Let's make it happen. Okay, starting out with the Lake X Fat B. Top water here, and new spot. Got some lily pads along some laydowns. Fairly deep water right under us, 12 feet. Behind us even deeper. So here we go, first cast. The people over there just had a musky boatside, and looked like a really nice fish. And there's a muskie right here. He just surfaced. There's something I'm starting to realize here as I'm fishing. The spot where those people over there in the pontoon boat had a big giant explosion is the exact same spot that there was a guy previously fishing there 20 minutes earlier using a topwater. These guys are not fishing topwater, they're fishing spinnerbaits. I also threw my topwater over a muskie and he didn't hit it. So I'm wondering if it's a bucktail bite today. I don't know. I'm considering changing. But you can definitely use other musky anglers to your advantage just by watching and seeing what they're doing. Got one. All right, a little guy, but a muskie nonetheless. Persistence pays off. Yes. Beautiful little fish. Really nice. Pretty little markings. No reason to measure every fish, but I would say about 30. So let's put them back. All right, well, I feel like I have to do the fish catch analysis with the new SG Angling shirts. I'll leave a link, by the way, in the description below so that you can go to my bonfire site and purchase some merch. But really exciting catch. Obviously, it goes without saying that you have to make sure you are doing a figure 8 after every single cast, because sometimes those fish, they follow really deep and you don't see them. I did not see him, and he hit this little bucktail. I got a follow just a minute ago from a fish that was probably in the upper 30s, and he was following this bait. I casted out some other baits, and he didn't come in. So I was like, maybe this is what they want. And that fish came right in on the figure 8 and hammered it. Really healthy fish. And a couple things about fish handling. I have my long needle nose pliers on my belt so that I don't have to go digging for them in my Lakewood. really good to have all of your tools available, have the net clear of rods, lures, and other debris. And of course, it's not necessary to measure every single fish, so we just threw that one back, probably, you know, 30 or low 30s, doesn't really matter. So, but really exciting. Persistence pays off. Oh. There he is. That was the fish that hit. He's taking swipes at it. This is the catchingmusky.com. I think it's a single number 8. It's like a little prism blade, and just kind of like an orange and silver. And let me tell you something, and this happened last year too with this bait, is that sometimes they only want this bait. It's the only bait in my tackle box that these fish will want, and when they want it, they are really aggressive towards it. It's really cool. So also paired up with the catchingmusky.com leaders. This one's a 12-inch fluorocarbon, so great quality products by catchingmusky.com. All right, fish number 2 on the day on the figure 8. All right, look at that muskie, beautiful. Upper 30s maybe. Put him on the bump. It's gonna pop just a second. Yeah, 36 and a half. All right, another muskie on the Magic Bucktail by catchingmusky.com, as well as his fantastic leaders. That muskie we saw coming. First one obviously we didn't. This figure 8 was about as textbook as it gets, and what an awesome moment. He came off this tree that's right in front of me, but there were some weeds there, right? And I think that's what he was relating to, is the weeds. Last night, by the way, it was a cold night, and I think when nights get cold, sometimes that can drive the fish into a feeding pattern. So that happened. Obviously we have perfect overcast conditions right now, and we were able to have a multi-fish day. So thanks for, guys, for tuning in. I think we're going to call it quits. 2 fish in the bag. Persistence wins. Always remember that when you go out fishing. Sometimes the days can be discouraging and you want to just throw all your musky stuff in the water, but don't give up. Go back and keep trying, and it'll pay off. So thanks, guys, for tuning in. We'll see you on the next episode.